One of the biggest strategies I have for LSAT logical reasoning is to get through the easiest questions as quickly as possible so that I have time for the more difficult questions that come later in the section. So I might aim to do the first 10 questions in something like 10 to 12 minutes. But on the easiest of the easy, I want to do them even faster. Sometimes I'll even do a question in as little as 15 seconds. And today I want to show you how I do that with a real LSAT question. This is from the June 2000 LSAT. It's section 2, question number 1. I have a link to the PDF below this video. I'm not including it in the video itself because of LSAT and copyright, yada yada. But anyway, the question is with The Economist. It's talking about businesses increasing productivity. So I look at this question, Economist is talking. I see from the question stem it's a main conclusion question. So it's going to be easy. All I've got to do here is ID the main conclusion of the argument. So I read the stimulus, skimming for the main idea for the conclusion itself. So I read the first sentence, which ends up being background. And the reason it's background is that it's a general statement. Then we have the word but. And then from the word but in line 4, all the way down to the end of the stimulus, they're continuing along that line. So the first sentence was background to then introduce the economist's actual point. But not all efforts to increase productivity are beneficial. Often, yada yada. So the but not is where the economist introduces their conclusion, and then the often is indicating evidence by giving us specific examples of cases that support this idea that not all efforts to increase productivity are beneficial. So I want to hone in ultimately on that second sentence, which is the but not all efforts to increase productivity are beneficial, etc. I hold that pre-phrase in my mind, that quote from the stimulus of the conclusion, and then I just look through the answer choices, skimming for the choice that best mirrors or reflects or is synonymous with that idea. Not all efforts to increase productivity are beneficial. I skim through the choices. A already is an if, so I'm already a little bit hesitant or skeptical about that one. But B, some measures fail to be beneficial to the business as a whole, so they replace not all efforts are beneficial with some measures fail to be beneficial. Same idea, just essentially a paraphrase. I pick B and move on. That whole process of IDing the conclusion in the stimulus, then scanning the choices for the paraphrase. Altogether, it can take you as little as 15 seconds. That's the point I want you to get to with your LSAT studying. And of course, the best way to do that, to have that pattern recognition, to have the confidence, is to just basically do lots and lots of actual LSAT logical reasoning questions so that these patterns become innate, they become subconscious, and you become automatic. It's an automatic process. Question stem, stimulus, scan through the choices, boom, you're done. On to the next one. For these easy questions, you really don't want to second guess yourself. And once you're at a certain level, I would even say that for these easiest of the easy, it's okay to not go through all 5 when you're confident in your pre-phrase. If it takes you just a few seconds longer and you want to devote them, that's fine. I don't think it'll hurt. But if you want to get down to the 15-second mark on an easy question, this is how you do it. So anyway, all the best with your studying. Feel free to reach out if you need anything at all. Take care.